I just want to like get in bed and get all cozy with this palette. It's so beautiful. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Glam Keezy here, and today we're coming back to you with a little bit of a review, first impressions on the Anastasia Riviera palette. Now, warning you guys ahead of time, I can't speak in this video like every other video, so I'm gonna butcher all the names, but you guys are gonna see how to recreate this beautiful, colorful look. So if you guys want to learn about that and also the new highlighters, make sure you guys stay tuned. I show you guys a lot of tips and tricks on how to use highlighters, the different ways, how amazing these ones are, or are they amazing? Stay tuned to find out. So guys, this is kind of what I created. I think that it looks really good, and I try to use as many colors as possible so I can give you guys like a really good review. So I already started off by prepping my eye with a little bit of the P. Louise base in number 2. You just need a tiny bit and you can pat it out a little bit so it's dry. If it's too tacky, it's going to start creasing, so make sure it's a little tacky. Plum. I'm going to be butchering every single name, guys, because I can't say it. But this really deep brown tone. I like to start off with the darkest color in my colors, just because it's easier to blend colors from it, I find. So we're going to just take it on a Morphe M433 brush. And I'm not really used to like mentioning all the tools and stuff, guys, but I will definitely try to link it down below for you guys. So I'm just going to blend out any creasing. Since we were doing this eye kind of was settling to a little bit of fine lines. We're going to blend that out. And then we're going to go ahead and start mapping out where we want our deepest colors. So this is really important because it's going to give you a bigger eye effect, I guess, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of feeling where my crease is, and I'm going right above it. You don't want to go too high, of course, because we want to blend all these other colors into it, and we don't want to make it too muddy looking. And if it's really dark, it's hard to blend in colors to it. A hair. I'm like, is that a hair or a brush? Do you guys ever do like clients and like find a random hair on their face and you're like trying to pull it and you're like, oh god, I'm not supposed to be pulling it? I'm always just like, oopsies. And I'm very like detail oriented, so you have something in your teeth or your hair is messed up in a certain way, I would be that friend that'd be like, hey, you got something in your teeth, you know? So for me, it's hard to focus when that's happening. So back to regular program. So now that we have this great looking panda eye circle, we're going to go ahead and blend this out. We're not going to leave you like this. So we're going to use the tone Cabana, which is this yellowish mustardy tone. And a lot of these guys don't have any fallout at all. Like, I'm usually like used to like a bunch of fallout right here. I did clean up this little edge a little bit because I was being more messy with it, but you guys will see. You know, the camera don't lie. Can't hide anything. Alright, next brush we are going to use is the MAC 217, which is very close to the M433 brush from Morphe. If you guys want to dupe, I think that one's like $9 or something like that. So we're just going to dip it. And what we're going to do is actually focus it just in here, your inner corner. Now the trick to this is to blend out the edges without removing the, not the harshness, but the deepness of the actual brown. So if you want to do that, I would suggest bringing your brush further back so you get less pressure. Add a little bit more color and then just lightly like go over just in between those colors. And then what I like to do, which is why it's important to have several brushes, I like to go over again without picking up more product from this new brush with the, not new brush. This is the same brush that we were using previously with the brown. And we're just going to add a little bit more of dimension back since some of that yellow was kind of, I guess, eaten up. I never realized YouTube videos make you like breathless. Maybe this will be my form of gym. Next up, we're going to be using the pink. So I'm going to use another M433 brush. And we're going to use the color Bahamas, which is a hot pink. Honestly, as soon as I saw it, my eyes like went straight to the pink. It's honestly so hard to make neon colors or like any like bright tones. And their team, honestly, there's like some like wizards back there making some products, because this stuff is like so easily blended, barely any fallout. So I feel like even with this palette, maybe I'll do a challenge where I have actually my full face on, because I hate doing my makeup when I do like bright tones. I hate doing my base first because it always falls everywhere. If you guys like that, you guys can let me know down below, and I can do that challenge for you guys to see if there really is a little bit of fallout or not, because right now I can't see any. But you know, we're being really careful. So yeah, so I'm blending again the same area. So I'm adding on the color and then just blurring out the two lines together. And then once again, going back in with that same brush for the brown. This time I'm picking up more product because I don't see as much as brown here. And we're starting in the inner corner and then re-tapping it into the pink a little. It's always about going back and forth. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now we're going to add the other tone, which is the color... Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this, but it's this purple one. I think it's called Canes. Oh my god, help me. Teach me English. I suck at it. And for this, we're gonna go ahead and use the brush that comes with the palette. I actually really love these. I have like so many of them. I find with this brush, you have to be very careful when you're dipping into the palette because then you get a lot of fallout. So we're gonna go ahead and just start by applying a little bit of the color right in the crease where we want the most saturation. And then we're gonna go pick up a little bit more, start lightly blending into the pink. And I'm going in like small circular motions to help with the blend. And then when there's not that much product left, I'm gonna start bringing it outwards. Blending, honestly guys, there's like a million tricks I can show you guys just for blending. But today it's not about that. Today it's all about the new Anastasia products, which I'm obsessing over. Like, honestly guys, this is the year of Anastasia. I can feel it. Like, they're gonna have so many killer ass like launches. It's gonna be insane. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease. I'm using my P. Louise base, you know, my trusted. Guys, if you haven't tried this base, just do yourself a favor and go get it because it's amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this is actually a craft brush. It's from a brand called Simply Simon's, but it honestly has the best tip for cut creases, and you can make it super thin by like flattening it out and like, phew, look at that guys, it's amazing. It makes cut creases way easier. So we're gonna go ahead and use that to cut our crease. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now that it's kind of there, we're gonna go over it a few more times to make sure it's nice and flat. Remember, the space, you need to pat it in. So we're gonna go in with the opposite end of the Anastasia brush, and we're gonna go in with the color Seaside. Oh my god, this stuff guys, it's like duochrome, beautiful silvery, but also like a little hint of blue. I love it. So we're gonna go with that color right in the inner corner. And at first I just kind of placed the colors because we really need to blend it. Then I'm going to switch over to a new brush for the next color, which is the Sephora Collection number 15 Pro Small Shadow Brush. And we're going to go in with the color Inherence. Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. I can't say anything. It's also because I just woke up and in the morning I can't speak even more. If you guys haven't followed me already on Instagram, you guys would know on all my lives that I do when I get ready in the mornings that I'm like, I can't talk at all. I say like jumble everything together, so it takes me a while to learn how to speak in the morning. And next one, we're gonna go back in with another number 15 brush from Sephora Collection, and we're gonna go in with this color, which I definitely can't pronounce. It's like Silchez or something like that, the bluish tone. I'm gonna use that, and we're gonna pack it on right here. And you really want to use your other eye as a reference if you've done it like separately, like how I have. I don't want to create different shapes. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to go back and forth with the same brushes and try not to pick up more product because it'll be harder for you to blend it out. And just kind of like make sure that the blend is as best as possible. Another thing you can do is to really make the color, try to pick my nose, pop. Like you guys can kind of see the color on this side's a lot more intense than this side. I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. Go back in with the same colors and they're going to make it a lot more pigmented. And then we're going to just do one more thing. which is just to blend out this edge. So I'm going to go back in with that Morphe 433 brush, and we're going to go in with the Plum brown tone again, and we're just going to blend out this edge. So what I like to do is just kind of like tap the areas I want it to blend, and then lightly go back and forth like a wiggly motion, and usually blends out itself. Now guys, remember I was mentioning that you want this like to be really dark, so that way it adds more to the effect. So we're just going to kind of add a little bit more color until we're happy with the density of that tone. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, put on a pair of lashes, and I'll come back and we'll do the skin together. I'm going to try their loose highlighters, but I wanted to create like a luminous base with it. So I'm going to put a little bit of this into my primer and see what happens. For my primer today, I think I'm going to go in with the Cover FX Dewy Skin Primer. So I'm going to mix a little bit of this with that one, and then we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the primer, maybe a little bit more, because I have really dry skin, guys. And this stuff is amazing. It makes your skin look very dewy. And then we're going to go in with some of the Anastasia loose highlighter in So Hollywood. Can we just take a moment just to appreciate the packaging, guys? Like, oh my god, like this is what dreams are made out of. Like seriously, it's so beautiful. So we're gonna go ahead and go in with the color So Hollywood, because I want to look like a gold goddess today. I'm gonna grab a little bit on a craft brush. It's gonna be interesting to do on camera. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Like if you wanted to be a Tin Man, like this is how you create it, guys. Like, so I'm just gonna wipe this on my face because I can't lose any of this glow. Oh my god, I need it all on my face. So pretty. And this is why I love loose highlighters, guys, because you can mix them into your moisturizers, your primer, apply it after to give yourself obviously like a really specific highlight. But like loose highlighters, honestly guys, you can custom make them into anything and put them into anything, wear them as eyeshadow. That's why like a thing like this will last you forever. Like you can use it in so many ways, and it's one of the best investments you can make. So go get yourself some loose highlighter, especially this one in the packaging. You're just gonna feel amazing with it on. Alright, so we have a really beautiful glow going on. I know we got that dewy look before, so we're just gonna only set our face in specific areas. You don't want to put on too much because then all the glow is gonna go. So now that I look great like this, we're gonna go ahead and bronze up our face. Some of my favorite parts. Alright, so we're gonna go back in with the bottom of the eye. So we're gonna go ahead and place this in our waterline. Before that kind of sets, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. My favorite brush for blending out underneath the eyes is the Sephora Collection number 11 brush. It has like that perfect angle and density to really buff it out. So first we're gonna just start off with the lip liner, and we're gonna just go back and forth. Maybe Monte Carlo, which is like the softer pink. So we'll start off with this one on the outer corner. Like the softest little touch, guys, like 2 taps is enough. And then I even tap off more of the extra to really make sure that it's all like gone and it's not gonna fall out. That's also why I like to bake, because it prevents the fallout from being there. So I know this is gonna blend out well, so I'm just gonna clean off the brush on the back of my hand to make sure there's no more purple. And then we're gonna go in with that Monte Carlo tone, which is more of like a muted pink. And I also want to do like an everyday look with this palette, because I feel like people see it and they're like, whoa, like it's a lot of color. But color could be wearable every day, you know? You just gotta use the right colors in the right places. So once again, if you want to see that, let me know down below. I'm gonna start off with the color Sunset Aurora. I can't say anything. I can't even say. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Anyways, Anastasia Sunset Aura Loose Highlighter. Oh, so pretty. So now that your highlight is nice and bronzy, you know, this would be beautiful for anyone that is definitely a little deeper than me. I'm gonna use it as more as like a transitional highlight because I'm extra like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drench your face in one of my favorite setting sprays. Smells so good. Now we're gonna go in with some So Hollywood. And now that your skin's wet, you can either let it dry off a little bit, or you're going to be very careful when you're applying your highlights so you don't get streaks. And I like to apply it where I see the cheekbones kind of hit the most light first. And then what I usually like to do is use like a blender and just kind of go over the edges. I like to do this because it's going to blend out the highlight with the removing the intensity of it. I think I'm going to go in with the color Catnip. It's like a muted pink. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I'm going to go ahead and spruce up my hair a little bit and come back and let you guys know what I thought of this palette and these highlighters.
Hey mom, I just saw your message. When are you guys meeting up, babe? You're coming, right? Don't play with that. Come now, let's talk. Come, let's talk.
Alright guys, my final verdict on this palette is that I love it. If you guys are looking for a creamy, blendable, barely any fallout palette that's bold and you don't need a lot of work to go into it, this is your palette that you've been looking for. I'm going to show you guys how to do more of a wearable look soon enough, so stay tuned for that. And for the highlighters, guys, oh my god. Like I was mentioning, I love loose highlighters. I have like a million of them because you can use them in so many ways, and these ones specifically, like, blinding, right? Like every highlighter from Anastasia is blinding, but these ones are even more blinding. My face, like you can probably see this highlight from up above from this face, and I loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, guys. So you guys make sure you guys check these out. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys thumbs up, like, comments, and subscribe. And make sure you guys follow me on the rest of my social media handles. Instagram is @glamkeezy. Snapchat is @Pakiza I will link it all down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.